What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Mental Strop from riversedgecutlery.com. Today we are going over the history of one of our favorite knife brands, that being Microtech Knives. So stick around, guys.
How we doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you today?
Well, I was just watching a movie, John Wick, and
yeah,
I really like that
movie.
knife that he had. Do you guys have any of those?
So we actually have quite a few from that brand. So that's a Microtech, the Trodon. So here is that knife, yeah. Different color configuration, but same knife.
How about that?
Yeah.
While Microtech Knives has gone on to become one of the most famous and well-known knife manufacturers in the world for OTFs and automatics and that sort of thing, they actually started off with very, very humble beginnings. Anthony and Susan Marfione began making knives in their apartment in 1993. Their first knife was actually known as the UDT, and the purpose of this knife was to be easily manipulated and fired underwater. UDT stands for Underwater Diving Team, so I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. In 1995, the company Microtech released their first out-the-front knife, that being the Halo, or High Altitude Low Opening. And this first out-the-front knife was a single-action OTF, meaning that every time the knife is fired, if you want to fire it again, you then have to recharge the action by pulling down on a charging handle or a plunger on the bottom of the knife to recharge the out-the-front action of the actual knife. The Halo was featured on the cover of Fighting Knife magazine in September of 1995, and from there, things really took off. Microtech went on to win several awards from Blade magazine in 1998 and 1999, and their success continued when in 1999, the iconic Ultratech model was released. The Ultratech was a double action OTF, meaning that the spring action worked in both the deployment of the blade and the retraction of the blade. And the Ultratech has gone on to become Microtech's most common and ubiquitous model. After Hurricane Katrina hit, Microtech moved its operation to Bradford, Pennsylvania, and they founded the Microtech Small Arms Research Division to work on firearms. In 2013, Anthony Marfione and Mick Strider ended up collaborating on a knife known as the DOC, which in my opinion is one of the coolest American production knives ever made. Later that year, that knife won a Blade Show award. In 2014, Microtech expanded into a second larger facility in Asheville, North Carolina, and they also started to work with collaborations such as Bastinelli, Koji Hara, and other famous knife manufacturers. So guys, that is a not so deep dive into the history of Microtech Knives. If you learned something new today, please hit the like and subscribe button for more content just like this. And if you have any suggestions for other videos on Mental Strop or on any other series that we have here on riversedgecutlery.com, go ahead and leave them down below. Guys, thank you. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.